explain why I'm such an aggressive and angry person. See, my dad is a very aggressive and angry person. He's quite fat as well. And he does this thing that makes him seem really sinister. He repeats things after he's said them. Like, "Good night, David. Good night." So he's really intimidating, and I don't think he means to be intimidating. He just is. He's just a big, fat, scary man. And when my friends used to come and call for me when I was little, they'd knock on the door. I'm getting heckled by my own child. My friends used to come and call for me when I was little. They'd knock on the door. "Hello, is David there, please?" "Yes." So they just stopped calling for me. Instead, what they started to do was phone the house, but that was no better, really. They'd phone the house. "Hello, is David in, please?" "I don't know, hold on." And my dad, he did this thing where if you didn't respond in 0.3 seconds, he'd try again and again, and that'd be it. So he'd be like, "Is David there, please?" "I don't know, hold on. David! No, he's not in, bye." And just hang up. And then I'd come down the stairs and I'd be like, who is that on the phone? Be like, "I don't know, I'm not your blooming secretary." And he came up with a way to stop being my blooming secretary. He bought an answering machine that had different mailboxes on it. So when you phoned my house, you got this message. "Hello, you're through to the Shakespeare house. If you'd like to leave a general message, please wait for the tone. However, if you want to leave a message for David, press 1 now." It was like the most aggressive answering machine you'd ever come across. Could you imagine if he'd have got a job as someone on a helpline? "You need help? You're an idiot." Or if it had been like the voice of a sat nav. "Turn right now! You idiot, don't turn right, you deserve to be lost." Or like the voice of the talking clock. "Beep, beep, beep. If you don't know the time, you're an idiot." There were particular events in my life as a child that have traumatised me and stuck with me. The scary thing about all of this is it's all true. It's all true. I went to see a band play in Wolverhampton, and it was a great gig, and at the end of the night, I realised I'd missed my bus. So I had to ring my dad and ask him for a lift. It's like, Hi Dad, it's me, David. I'm really sorry, but I've missed my last bus. Can you pick me up?" "Can you pick me up what?" "Can you pick me up, please?" "Okay, where are you?" "I'm at the bus station." "Damnation at the bus station!" He was so good at being angry, he did it in rhyme. There was this other time, and like I said, my dad's fat, and there was this other time where my mum and dad went out for dinner, and they said they were going to. No, they didn't go out for dinner. That doesn't make sense. They went out to the cinema, and they said, "Help yourself to dinner." My dad loves food. He gets really paranoid about food. And so they went out to the cinema. I opened the freezer, had a look in. They had some sausages, chips, whatever. So I was like, "Okay, I'll have sausages, chips, and I'll have a pea, one of my 5 a day. Got to keep healthy." And I ate it, and they came home. My dad came straight to the freezer, opened it up, and he looked in. "David, you've been targeting my tea!" Like I had the Freemasons or the Illuminati come round while he was out to see what the best so we suggest you have sausages, chips, and make sure you have a pee. You must keep your health up. And then there's just one more story I want to tell you about my dad. And I'm scared that I'm turning into him. Don't know. Thanks, Courtney. He was doing DIY once, and he was putting these curtains up in the living room. And I made the stupid mistake of going in and asking him if he wanted any help. I was like, do you want any help, Dad? And he barged past me. No, I don't. Get out of my way. And I've realised, looking back at that moment, that I am becoming him. The other day I was doing some DIY at home, and there was one more screw to put in the wall. And I climbed the ladder, and as I went up the ladder, I just took one screw with me. I don't need more than one screw to put one screw in the wall. And as I climbed the ladder and started to put it into the hole to get the screwdriver, the screw fell on the floor. Say, damn gravity! That's a great idea, isn't it, Dad? Let's send gravity to hell. Can you imagine how annoying the world would be with no gravity? Can you imagine trying to hang some curtains with no gravity? Just everything floating around everywhere. You're left floating around. Oh, yeah, brilliant, Dad. Great idea. Let's damn gravity. Anyway, that's enough about me. I'd like to just talk to you very briefly about Stand Up PEP. There's about 12 kids in Stand Up PEP. I'll say about 12 because the numbers have fluctuated. But two of the people performing tonight started off really good at sort of like writing and really good at sort of like performing, but weren't necessarily able to put the two things together. But they've started to learn skills about putting them together. And these are the sets that they've created and honed over the time of Stand Up PEP. So I would like to introduce first our first stand-up comic for the night, Mr. Jared Green.
Thank you. How many of you came here to see your own kids perform? Hi, I'm Jared. I'm a stand-up comedian and someone else's kid. Yeah, but I feel like being a comedian has ruined my personality. Like the other day, I heard one of my friends say she sells seashell by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. For those of you who don't know what supply and demand is, if supply is low, then demand is high. So if supply is high and free, can you imagine how low the demand is? A better business plan would be she sells seashells anywhere else. Yeah, so I've become really nitpicky like that, and I watched Back to the Future a while ago, enjoyed it. I watched it recently. I had a few problems with it. Yeah, so a boy goes back in time, and his mum falls in love with him. His dad becomes best mates with him. The boy fixes everything gets back to normal. Time travel. I'm okay with that. The problem I have is, well, first of all, when the boy grows up, his mum is going to fall in love with him. Again. Second is, when the boy grows up, his dad is going to become jealous of him. Again! And third, this boy can now essentially see the future. So when he starts growing up, would it not make sense to him to tell his mother about this small thing known as supply and demand? Yeah, so since my personality's been ruined, I've been getting a lot more bullying recently. But in good news, across the nation, there's been 100,000 less victims of bullying. Can you get a cheer for that? Because they're all piling on me. Why you think that's an accomplishment, I find very sad. I'm now having to start scheduling my bullies. Yes, mate, I got 3 wedgies to deal with in the morning. I'm going to get swirlies all afternoon. You could give me a Chinese burn after school, but it's going to have to be quick. I'm being chased home. Very quick. And that's my schedule for school. My clients list is full in the evenings. My nan's a nightmare. I've been Jared Green, and if there's one thing that you could take away from this performance, could it be your own kids? Last time my parents took home an upgrade.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jared Green! The next act, again, he's been working on his skills. Both of those guys, both of the guys you met have seen tonight, or about, this doesn't make sense. The next kid is brilliant. His name is Moray Fraser!
So I turned 13 recently. Every night you're clapping and just celebrating having a birthday, we all have one. So for my birthday, obviously got a present. I got a car. It's a really nice model. It's got a yellow roof and a red body. Number one though, it's probably not insured properly. Because, the number plate does spell out Fisher Price. No, I'm joking. Of course I didn't get a car for my birthday on 13. I got a phone, obviously, but again, knowing my mum, it's probably one of those safety phones she's bought me. Because it's only got 4 buttons on it that call a horse, a cow, a sheep, and a red panda. No, I'm joking. I didn't get a phone. I've got an iPad. Because I've got an iPad for a long time, well, for a month, because since then I've had conjunctivitis. Recently, mum's been quite annoying. She doesn't understand the age classifications of games. You know the way it goes 3 plus, 7 plus, 12 plus, 16 plus, and 18 plus. She thinks it's some sort of mathematical equation. Yeah, so at least on my 56th birthday I'll be able to play Call of Duty again. Yeah, my mum started playing Call of Duty because she thought it sort of had an impact on my behaviour. Well, to be fair, I agree with her there, because tied to a lamppost. And I just sort of had the urge to pick it up, stuff it in my jumper, run away with it, take it in the house, well obviously sneak it in the house, because no one she would take it straight off me. Sneak it into the garage, dress it in a little frock, put some makeup on it, and teach you to have an opinion on One Direction. Luckily though, on the weekends, I get to go to my dad's. So recently we've been learning how to swim. And see, we haven't been doing it long because I still sort of got to hold him up in the water while we practice. And after that we just go into McDonald's. After they make it into a happy meal, because you know it can be quite greedy. And you know, I don't know what I'm going to cook later, so. And after McDonald's, I palm him off a few quid to spend on some tatting, leaving in the entertainer while I go for a round around the shops. And I was just looking at H&M and I walk out and I stop dead to see a girl walk past, a vision of beauty. Sweet soon. So as any other 13-year-old boy would, I follow around the town. All day. You know, I'm going in and out of shops, you know, secretly sort of. And then she walks into Marks and Spencer's looking at the women's clothes, but if anyone ever saw me, you know, I would just say, I'm looking for a present for my mum. And then she walks into the underwear section. There's that excuse gone. So she's just looking around and I hiding behind the underwear. Occasionally peeking. And I just wait there for him. Next shot, 300 points! In your face!
Okay, thank you very much. Let's have another round of applause for Charlie Green and Moray Fraser. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. I'll hand you back over to the very capable hands of Mr. Stevenson in the music department.